You have now tuned into another Jess4TV production.
What's up, cousin, fellow, and future Jeepers out there? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to my channel. I am Jess, here on Jess4TV, where we are all about providing you with an assortment of high quality content for your entertainment pleasures, as well as piquing your interests and curiosities while still satisfying your needs and wants about everything that is lifestyle. I had to hop back in the whip and give the people what they want, and that is another Wrangler Nation video. Hashtag Jeep Nation, hashtag Jeep Life. Oh, we lit. For those of you who don't know and are new to my channel, I currently own a 2019 Jeep Wrangler Sahara Unlimited JL, and it is in the color Stingray. And before this one, I owned a 2015 all-white Jeep Sahara Unlimited X Edition. If you haven't seen my Jeep tour or why I choose Saharas, then you should definitely go check those videos out after you watch this one. So today I am back on your screen to give you guys my ultimate pros and cons of being a daily Jeep Wrangler driver. For anyone out there who is currently in the market and trying to decide whether they want to purchase a Wrangler, this is actually a great video for you. And if you're just here because if you're interested in hearing my highs and lows of being a Wrangler owner, then you're also in the right place as well. So now that we've gotten those formalities out of the way, and without further ado, let's just jump right into my experience of being a daily Wrangler driver. Okay, so let's start with the little bit of bad and the small cons that I have found from being a daily Jeep driver. I figured let's start with the not so good and end with the great, because even with the bad, I still love my Jeep Wrangler. So con number one, that is one of my biggest little pet peeves, is that every time I want to take the doors off, I have to take the screws out. And I do know that there is a designated area in the back where you can store your screws, but I'm the type that, you know, the screws came in the door, so they're in there for a reason. So every time I take the doors off, I store the screws in the designated area in the back. However, when it's time to put the doors back on, I put the screws back in. And it's just a pet peeve of mine to have to take them out and put them back in. And I know somebody is going to, you know, blow me up in the comments like, oh, you can just leave them back there. But like I said, I'm the type, if they were in there and I had to take them out, when I put the doors back on, I'm gonna put them back in because they were in there from the start for a reason. So that's con number one. On to con number two, is that you need at least 3 people to take the entire thing off in the back because it's one piece. And I've been a Jeep owner since 2014, and you guys, I feel like I have never experienced or had the chance to experience the full extent of owning a Jeep because I have never taken the back portion of my top off. So I just feel like that's one of my cons, because I'm not able to take the top off with just me, and I don't feel comfortable, I guess, taking it off. Like, I mean, I have 3 people that I trust that, you know, could help me take it off, but I don't know, I just feel like it would drive my anxiety up the wall to have to take that off, and then also finding somewhere to store it. And I'm just the type, like, I'm not about to mess up my hard top, like, no. So the way my anxiety is set up, it just won't allow me to take the complete top off of my Jeep. Another con is that I'm the type who always have to stay on trend. And with that, I'm saying like Jeep is always changing. Jeep Wranglers are always changing. So when I say I'm the type that likes to stay on trend, I'm like always riding through the lot like, oh, what's new, what's popping, like what can the kid get, like, you know, what's the new upgrades and all that jazz. But I just find myself always wanting to upgrade and keep my Jeep looking popping and all of that good stuff. And while I do understand this is definitely a pro for anyone who is coming into wanting to be a Jeep owner, that is a con for me, and that is absolutely a me problem. It is a personal problem. I understand that. So it's going in as a con in this video. Okay, so on to con number 4, and this is my absolute biggest con with being a daily Jeep driver and a Jeep owner. When I get on the freeway or the highway, is it takes a lot to get from 25 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour. So I'm trying to hop on the highway and I'm mashing her, like I'm trying to get up and go, and I cannot get up and go because this truck only goes to 120 miles per hour. So trying to get from 25 to 50 is a struggle. And of course, yes, I know like Jeeps are not sports cars, they're not like race cars or anything like that, but trying to hop on a freeway is a daunting task in a Jeep Wrangler. Like once you reach your designated speed limit, you're absolutely good, you're fine, she floats, she's good. But to reach the little tender speeds of 45, 50, 55, 60, it really starts to sound like I'm about to blow my engine, and that literally drives my anxiety up the wall. Like my engine literally be straining, it be screaming, like it's just not a good sound to hear. So that is literally my biggest con of having a Jeep. So on to con number 5. And of course, this is something that I actually knew before even purchasing, even, you know, in my research about Jeeps, but I thought I would just include it as a con for anyone who is looking into purchasing a Jeep and they're using YouTube or whatever to do their research, and you happen to come across my video. I decided to throw this in as a con, and that is the gas mileage. It isn't the best, especially if you are a daily Jeep Wrangler driver. Gas mileage is not the greatest. It's literally trash. I wouldn't have any complaints about the gas mileage, especially if this was my second car. Like if this was my weekend car, like, oh, I'm just going out here to stunt, like, yeah, let me throw 30 in the gas tank and ride all weekend. But because this is my one and only car, like this is my daily car that I drive every day, having to put gas in it is a lot. And also seeing that you have to literally dump gas to get on the freeway, to get on the highway, that trash gas mileage that it offers, you know, you leave all your gas trying to merge to get from 25 to 50 miles per hour. So if you're into commuting or traveling long distance, I would say this would be the perfect second car for you. And now with, you know, quarantine and all that stuff, I normally fill up like every 10 days because it's not like I'm going anywhere or that I have anywhere to go. But before the pandemic, I would actually fill up about every 3 to 4 days. And my last and final con, and this is also something that I knew before purchasing my Jeep, do your research, people, and that is you have to take turns slow, because Jeeps Wrangler specifically can easily tip over because of the narrow body, and it doesn't handle well at all in curves. It does not hug the road at all. And at first, you know, I was like driver's error, but then I drove my mom's Denali and I was like, nah, it's the Jeep. But this truck definitely does not fare well in curves at over a speed limit of 25 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour. So when I'm driving and I come to a curve, I most definitely follow the signs. When it says speed limit 35, speed limit 25, that's probably the only time that I really listen and pay attention, you know, to what the road signs are telling me, because I really don't want to tip over. So those are actually all the cons that I have from being a daily Jeep driver. I mean, that's not too bad though, right? I really definitely just made the decision to overlook a lot of those things and just to get past them, because at the end of the day, like, Jeep is life, and that's on period. Insert that little bell horn that they used to blast in the club around 2 a.m. right before they dropped the beat for Dreams and Nightmares. Yeah, y'all remember them days, don't y'all? Okay, so now on to the things that I absolutely love about my Jeep, about driving it on a daily basis. Basically, the pros that stand out to me from being a daily Jeep driver, and just things that I appreciate about being a Jeep driver and being a Jeep owner. And number one is I just love the fact that I can take my doors off. I can take these two individual panels off in the front, and my truck basically transforms in the warmer months because I can, you know, take the doors off, take these two panels off. I can take the back off too, but we already discussed that. But it also still looks cool AF, you know, in the wintertime. And also, I would say as a female Jeep owner, I think it's just like really cool that I'm able to, on my own, independently take these two panels off, take these doors off. Now, don't get me wrong, these doors are kind of heavy, but I am, you know, I'm able to maneuver and get them things off and throw them things back on and put them stupid screws back in every time. So that is what I love and really appreciate about this truck. My next pro is I just like how customizable these trucks are. You can do a lot of modifications and really just make it your own. I also just love that Wranglers give you the option of coming completely fully loaded with everything in it, with your lift kit, with your big tires, your navigation, with your heated seats, with your heated steering wheel, remote start. I love that it gives you the option to come fully loaded, but it also gives you the option to come standard. So if you want to put those things in yourself aftermarket, or if you have like some specialized mods that you want to throw on this thing, like, it gives you all options. I just like the fact that you can mod it as you see fit or buy it as you like. My third pro that I love about being a daily Jeep driver and owning a Jeep is the community that is Jeep. If you're a Jeep owner, of course you understand, because we in this. Like, we in this. Like, I really, like, my heart swells at this Jeep community. Like, it's such a good community to be a part of. It's a whole new world driving a Jeep. Coming from another vehicle, actually owning a Jeep and driving a Jeep, it's a different world out here in these streets, on these highways and byways, one ways and two ways. You going down a wrong way street. Like, it's lit over here. It's lit. It's Jeep life. Like, hashtag Jeep Nation. You basically just become a part of an extended family. You have just random people in other Jeeps waving to you. No one else is going to wave to you, with the exception if you ride motorcycles. Side note, I'm a motorcycle rider. I am going to get back into riding, but we talking about Jeeps here, Wranglers to be specific. So if you're in a Jeep, you know, you just ride and you just yeah. But you really just don't have anyone else just randomly waving to you while driving, and you randomly waving to other people, and it's just like a feeling like no other. Like, I love it. On to pro number 4. I love that while Jeeps were initially made to be off-road vehicles, I really do love that these newer models come fully loaded, you know, with heated seats, with backup cameras. Like I said before, with, you know, the heated steering wheel, with the navigation, with the Apple CarPlay, and that they're automatic now. Like, you don't have to wind down your window, you know, manually. And, you know, you can just hit that button and boom. So in my 2015, it was crazy because if you were in the back seat in the summertime, you know, you sweating your balls off, but in the wintertime, you was freezing your nuts off. So it was a lose-lose if you were sitting in the back seat. Even the tops and stuff came off differently. So coming from a 2015 to a 2019, it was absolutely a complete change. Like, things just got so much easier when I purchased this Jeep. So essentially, I just like that Jeeps have evolved into specialty vehicles, especially the Saharas. Make sure you go watch that video. And that they're just more, you know, for luxury. Like, Saharas aren't for off-road. So I just like the fact that they've upgraded to be such a specialty vehicle and actually take on some of the features of other vehicles. And on to pro number 5, and that is just like, I just feel like a boss ass female driving this truck. Like, I'm just a boss ass female with a big boy toy, and when I pull up, I'm probably the last person that you would expect to hop out this lifted truck with these big wheels, because you know, girls who have Jeeps are fire, but girls who have Jeeps with lift kits and huge Tonka tires go the fuck off, and that's on period. And my last and final pro about being a daily Jeep driver is basically just getting tons of compliments on my truck. Like, I did this. I worked so hard for this truck, and I really just love it. Like, everybody loves a good looking Jeep Wrangler. It's such a great feeling, you know, to get a compliment. I just think to myself, like, yo, that's all you. Like, that's all me. And it just really makes me feel like really good to be a Jeep owner, because like I said, everybody loves a good Jeep, and I'm so proud to be a Jeep owner. So I hope that these 6 cons and these 6 pros help anyone who is currently in the market or making a decision to purchase a Wrangler. And for anyone who is watching who is currently a Jeep Wrangler owner, comment down below the hashtag Wrangler balls and let me know that you here, cousin. If you found this video at all interesting, at all helpful, I mean, if you simply just enjoy my antics, please do me a quick favor and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you have not done so already, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. This will count as your good deed for the day. If you've been here, done that, thank you so much, cousin, for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. Your good deed is done and has not gone unnoticed. Thank you guys so much for clicking to watch this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.